Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep, doing great.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome, good deal. Good deal. All right, so I just started recording. 7:03, so we'll go ahead and get into it. So what we'll do is we'll do a brief overview of the rules. We'll get into some specific questions, and I'll pull up some play designs to give as much detailed answer on questions that you guys have about the rules. So let's go ahead and let me share my screen here. Okay. Should be working. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. All right, perfect. I think there's some people. Okay, looks like Steve. All right, perfect. Good deal. All right, awesome. So I think everyone has a PDF copy of the rules, and then we are also have all the rules as we discussed last week on the website under the Coaches Corner tab right here. So I don't know if there's a way to automatically allow people to come in or not. Okay. So we'll start here on this page and we'll kind of run through just real briefly. Hopefully everybody got a chance to look at all the rules. We're currently in the process of finalizing the number of fields, which is why the schedule has not been completely finalized yet. So we had to do some measurements on the fields that we're using at Coral Springs Middle. But it looks like we're going to have 6 fields will fit on the area that we've been allowed to use that has lights. And so there'll be 6 games running per hour as opposed to the typical 4 or 8 that we do. So 6 games should be good to get us done at a decent hour. So I'm pretty pleased with that. But anyway, field size, and then 20-minute running clock, 20-minute halves, which is standard, what you guys are used to. No rushing the quarterback. Okay, so this is a big one. No rushing the quarterback unless the deception rule takes place. So unless the QB fakes a handoff, and then the defensive player can rush. Okay. Even at this time, though, there are no direct QB runs. So a fake of a handoff triggering the defense to cross the line of scrimmage and rush does not give the quarterback the opportunity to then take off and run. There are still no direct QB runs there. So we have a kindergarten through second. So kindergarten through second grade, unlimited runs there. And then the difference there between kindergarten and through second, third through fourth is the unlimited runs. And then third through fourth, you only have 1 run per offensive possession. Okay, per offensive possession. And then no runs 5 yards from the end zone and no runs on extra points. You are allowed to have coaches on the field, kindergarten through second and third through fourth. And then when you get into the 5th through 6th and the 7th through 8th division, things tighten up a little bit. So no runs and no coaches on the field. One of the ways that a lot of coaches will kind of get around that, especially in the 5th and 6th when you're still trying to get them coached up some, is you can actually bring the team to the sideline and huddle some. So you can still be able to call plays. The team just comes to the sideline, you call the play, you show them, you coach them up, and then you can send them out onto the field to run the play. So As long as you're staying within that play clock, you'll be fine. The play clock is, especially in the first couple of weeks, the officials more so will basically say, come on, coach, if you're taking a little bit too much time, but that's not something that we're going to be extremely strict with until we get a little bit deeper into the season, and especially the playoffs. Okay, so coin flip, yeah. Clock stops. Okay, so this is a big one right here. The clock stops in the final minute of the game, so not the final minute of the half, not the final 2 minutes, but the final minute of the game, as it would in normal football. So incompletions, out of bounds, QB sacks, kneel down. So you cannot kneel the ball. You can't just take a sack and let the clock run out. You actually have to run a play. Change of possession, penalties, things like that. Otherwise, the clock will only stop for timeouts and injuries. Okay, so incompletions during the normal time, that's not the final minute of the game. Incompletions, out of bounds, QB sacks, things like that. The clock does continue to run. It only stops in the final minute of the game for those things. 2 30-second timeouts per half. That's something to always keep in mind, especially as you get toward the end of the first half, and trying to save some time. As you guys know, especially you who have played, you can score pretty quickly on these fields, because they're not a full-size field. So keeping in mind with the officials what your time is and how many timeouts you have can get you an extra possession there. This right here is a big one. Okay, and this is something that I have to constantly talk to the officials about, and that is that the ball is placed where the flag is pulled, not where the ball is when the flag is pulled. Okay, so you can't dive into the end zone. Your flag's pulled on the 1 yard line. Even if the ball crosses the goal line, the ball comes back to where the flag is pulled. It's not where the ball is. So diving for first downs or stretching, across the end zone does not count. It's where the flag is pulled. Okay, 1 foot in bounds. Inception rule, we already went over that. Interceptions can be returned for a touchdown. Okay, and then if the flag is pulled on interception, then the team that intercepted the ball will get the ball where the flag is pulled. Mercy rule, that's something that you guys can review. That's if you're up or you're down by 30 or more points. Okay, let's look at the pass game rules real quick. So this is a big one right here. K through second, the sack count is 6 seconds. Third through fourth and fifth through sixth, it drops to 4 seconds, and seventh and eighth, 3 seconds is relatively quick. But the cadence on the sack count is 1001, 1002, 1003 sack. Okay, so it's not a real fast 3 seconds. We try to give you the benefit of the doubt. But that 3 seconds does come pretty quickly, and we try to be as consistent as we possibly can be for the officials counting there. Snap of the ball. Here's a big one right here. There are no passes behind the line of scrimmage. Okay, and really what that means is, especially for the 5th and 6th and the 7th and 8th grade division, if you throw a pass behind the line of scrimmage, okay, the ball carrier the receiver of that pass cannot take the ball and proceed beyond the line of scrimmage. Okay, so that's why it said there are no passes. Every pass, every ball that is considered a pass has to go beyond the line of scrimmage. Okay, so a pass behind the line of scrimmage that the receiver catches and proceeds to cross the line of scrimmage is considered a run. Okay, and then you'll have a 5-yard penalty and loss of down on that. So now in the 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th grade division, you can throw a pass behind the line of scrimmage. The receiver of that pass can then take the ball and throw the ball on a double pass beyond the line of scrimmage. That is a legal play. It's just that there are no passes behind the line of scrimmage because you cannot catch a pass behind the line of scrimmage and proceed to cross the line of scrimmage. So hopefully that provides a little bit of clarity on that, and we can look at some examples of that as well. Okay, another one that's big for the double passes here. QB can hand or pitch the ball off to another player. They can throw the ball at that time too, right? So you have a pass behind the line of scrimmage, a pitch, a toss, whatever the case may be. If the receiver of that initial toss, pitch, or pass is going to perform a double pass, the sack count is going to continue. Okay, so you have to get the ball off, or you have to cross the line of scrimmage before the sack count runs out. Okay, so the officials are going to they're going to continue on their sack count until the ball crosses the line of scrimmage, whether that's a pass that leaves the thrower's hand, or the ball actually crosses on a running play in the K through 2nd or the 3rd and 4th grade division. Okay. And then this rule kind of goes into what I just explained a little bit more. Okay. Let's look at run game rules. These are pretty straightforward. Okay. Play is dead where the flag is pulled, where the runner's knee touches, where the runner steps out of bounds. If the runner loses his flag, then you have to touch him down. Okay, one hand touch is sufficient. We do not have to do 2-hand touch. Runner dives. Ball's going to be spotted where the runner left his feet. We already went over the direct QB runs. You can spin, but you cannot flag guard. So flag guarding is going to be stiff arming, swiping hands away from flags, things like that. You can spin though. Okay, and then there are no fumbles. There are no fumbles in the league. So if the ball is stripped out, or the runner fumbles the ball or drops the ball after they have had possession, obviously, then the play is dead at the place where the fumble occurs. Penalties, you guys can go through these penalties here. These are pretty straightforward stuff. If you have any questions on that, we can review them. But that's pretty straightforward, just normal football penalties. And obviously, since we're playing on a shorter field, then the yardage is less than in normal football. And then lastly, before we get into questions, overtime rules. Okay, so each team will a coin flip will decide who gets the possession. Each team will get the ball at the 10-yard line, and then they get an opportunity to score, and then they can elect to go for 1 or 2. Okay, so you get 2 downs to score from the 10-yard line, and then you can go for 1 or 2. And so get Fernando in here. So overtime, another thing with overtime, especially during the regular season, we like to determine a winner as long as we're not behind time. So if we are behind time for one reason or another, then we'll probably call a tie. If not, we will determine a winner. And especially in the playoffs, obviously we'll play until we have a winner. So make sure you familiarize yourself with the overtime rules. They're pretty straightforward. And that's pretty much it. So with that being said, why don't we get into some questions about the rules, and then I'll pull this up. Give me 1 second. Should have loaded. Pull this up to give us a better picture. Okay. All right, good deal. So let's get into questions. We'll kind of go down our list here. Brian, do you have any questions to begin with? Mike, I'll come back to you. Hey, Brian, Coach Berkowitz, you're muted right now.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. I'm good. Actually, my only question is on a 2-point conversion or extra point. If the defense intercepts it, it's just a dead play, right?
That's correct. Yeah. 2-point conversion or extra point. Yeah, the interception is dead at that point. It's during the normal, first through fourth down. Then the interception can be returned for a touchdown. Yep. Okay. Mike, you raised your hand and then you had your mic on, so I'll go with you, Mike. Coach Devine.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sure can.
Okay, good. Perfect. Just, I guess a couple of questions. The first question is regards to the pass rush. There's 3-second pass rush. Is that something that the officials are counting, or is it the players at the line of scrimmage counting?
So there is no pass rush. The pass rush. So how that works, everyone, is the sack count will determine when the play is dead. So 7th through 8th grade division, you mentioned 3-second. 7th through 8th grade division, if the quarterback does not get the ball off, then the play is dead. It's considered a sack. So you do not have to and pull the flag at that point.
Okay. And just
I couldn't hear that. There was a lot of background noise.
Okay, 1 second. Hey, yeah, there you go. All right, thanks, Mike. So Mike, his statement was in regards to the sack count. So the play is dead at the end of the sack count. Okay. And so after he mentioned the 7th through 8th grade rules of 3 seconds. Okay, and I'll go back here so you guys can see it. 7th through 8th grade, if the quarterback takes the snap from the center and does not release the ball within 3 seconds, then the play is dead and it's considered a sack. Okay, so sack is a loss of down. All right, you do not have to. It's not 3 seconds to throw and then the defense is able to rush. It's no, you have 3 seconds to throw and then it's considered a sack. So there is no rushing the quarterback.
And as he said, the referee's counting that down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The official is counting. Mm-hmm. And the cadence will be 1001, 1002, 1003, sack.
Along those lines is if the quarterback turns and fakes the handoff and doesn't actually hand it off, the other team can still rush. The defense can still rush.
The defense can still rush, yes. And the sack count is still in effect, and the quarterback, there are no direct QB runs, so the quarterback has to get the ball out of his hand.
Got it.
Yep. Okay, let's go back to our list here. I think Coach Conway.
Hey, for the kindergarten to second division,
yes, sir.
If they snap a shotgun and let's say the quarterback drops it, is the play dead?
Yeah, it is. If the ball hits the ground, it is dead. For kindergarten through second, especially the first couple of weeks, kind of getting them used to and figuring out how you want to take the snap. We'll give you a little bit of leeway on that. And figure out, who's your best center, who's your best quarterback to be able to get the snap. But as we get into, week 2, week 3, and on down the line, we need to have it in place to where we were able to have a successful quarterback center exchange.
Okay, and the quarterback still in the K through second grade cannot run. That's
correct. Yes, sir. No direct QB runs.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
Not about the rules. I got a general question I'll save till the end.
Okay. All right. Coach Martinez, I think you spoke up before, but did you have anything else?
No, yeah, I did. I was just following up. I had those similar questions.
Okay.
About the timing, so the 4 seconds to release the ball. If not, it's a sack.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, as soon as we hand it off, the defense can come in. But also, say we do a bootleg and roll out, and we don't hand it off, the defense can still come in, and the quarterback has to get rid of it. He can scramble, but he can't run.
That's correct. Yes, sir. That's correct. So, say for instance, we have our quarterback here. He throws it to our A receiver. Okay. A receiver catches the ball, and he's going to try and complete a double pass here to our Y. Okay. Well, also remember the sack count. The sack count will continue until the ball crosses the line of scrimmage on a run in the K through second or third through fourth grade division, or is released from the hand in the fifth through sixth and seventh and eighth. So say this is the seventh and eighth division. You want to run a double pass. The quarterback throws it. So the sack count is going to continue on the A wide receiver who catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage here. So make sure that if you are going to run some double passes, that you communicate that to your players.
Got it. So a lot of West Coast offense, not a lot of time to get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not a lot of time. Not a lot of time in the older division. Yeah, that's for sure. Do you have anything else, Coach?
No, that's it. I think you answered on the email. So the uniforms will be sent there to the actual location of Coral Springs.
So we will receive uniforms during for the people who registered during the registration period. Anyone who registered after the registration period they should have ordered their uniforms directly from the store. Those uniforms will be delivered directly to those individuals' houses.
Oh, okay. So we order. I mean, I didn't know it was from the store. I just put it in the spreadsheet, I think, where I was told to put his size.
Okay. Yeah. So when you registered, did you register during the normal registration period?
I did.
Okay. All right. So we'll have those, and we will have those for you next week. We do not have all of the uniforms in yet, so we'll have those for you next week.
Okay. So they'll go to our homes, and then if anyone did the late registration, it'll be at the field, I guess.
No. Opposite. The opposite. So if you registered during the normal registration period, then those uniforms come in mass to us. We from our distribution center, we organize them and we deliver them to you on game day, on the first game day. And then if you registered late, then you order directly from the store, and those are sent directly from the distribution center to the houses.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, sir. Coach Waters.
Yeah, I'm good at this time, guys.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Coach. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. Yep, all as well. Thank you.
Coach Carl? Coach Carl, you're muted if you're trying to say anything.
Sorry about that. I didn't hear you call my name.
Okay.
With the snap, does it have to be between the legs, or can the center kind of do a side pitch?
Snap has to go between the center's legs. It does have to go between the center's legs. Yes, sir.
Okay. That's the only question I had.
Okay. And then Coach Devine, I think Coach Mike, Coach LeClaire.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the 7th and 8th grade division, it's passing only, correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
So there shouldn't be any handoffs in the 7th and 8th.
That's correct, unless you're going to do a double pass, right?
Unless you're going to do a double pass.
That's correct. Yes, sir. So
but as soon as you hand it off, you can rush in. The defense can rush in.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's pretend here our red line. I don't know if you can see the screen or not, but our red lines are a line of scrimmage. Quarterback has the ball here, and so any pass So he can throw it here to my center who's leaking out, right? Because that is a pass that's beyond the line of scrimmage. That would be considered a pass. He can throw it to the A receiver as well, as we did in the example before, but the A receiver cannot take that pass behind the line of scrimmage and proceed to run across the line of scrimmage. That'd be a 5-yard penalty because that is considered a run. So if there's a handoff or a pass behind the line of scrimmage, the ball carrier has to complete a pass or attempt a pass beyond the line of scrimmage.
Understood. So if once the quarterback gets rid of the ball, hands the ball off or passes the ball, anybody can rush in.
That's
Once
correct.
the ball changed possession behind the line,
Yes,
you can
sir.
rush.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's correct. Or if there's a fake handoff, you can rush at that time as well.
That's pretty hard to judge, huh?
Well, a fake handoff. So a fake handoff, the quarterback can be rushed at that time. So it is considered. It's called our deception rule. So let me go back here.
That's interesting.
So let's see our deception rule. Okay. So right here, defensive players can cross the line of scrimmage when a handoff, fake handoff, or backward pass has occurred. This is referred to as the deception rules and applied and defined integrity of line of scrimmage. Okay, all that. So if there is a fake handoff or a fake pitch or a fake pass behind the line of scrimmage or something like that, it is obviously a judgment call by the official. But if he thinks that it's some sort of fake or some sort of deception to try and deceive the defense, that there is a run play or some sort of a pass behind the line of scrimmage occurring, then the defense is allowed to rush and pull the flag of whoever has the ball, whether it's a running back or a receiver or the quarterback. Understood. Yes, sir.
B. All right. I think that's about it. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Coach Patton?
No questions, Coach.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And then Coach Steve Boyet.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
I have a couple questions. So,
Yes, sir.
are there any specific equipment requirements like mouth guards, I'm assuming?
Mouth guards, yes, sir. Mouth guards are. That's sort of a new one that we've implemented here over the past couple seasons. That's pretty much it, though. I mean, I always recommend when people ask, I always recommend cleats, and the majority of people will wear cleats, but it's not a requirement.
Okay. Does every player need to line up on the line of scrimmage, with the exception of the quarterback, or are we allowed to, in 5th and 6th grade, allowed to run with running backs?
No, so you have it's three people on the line of scrimmage. Right here it is. So youth flag rules: 3 players must be on the line of scrimmage, or it's considered an illegal formation. And then the center does count as 1 player, right? So you have the center and then 2 wide receivers or wide receiver, tight end, whatever you want to call them, needs to be on the line of scrimmage.
Okay. And is motion allowed?
Motion is allowed. Yes, sir. Just you can only have one player can be in motion at one time. That's all.
Got it. And last questions for the 5th and 6th grade division. Do you know what size ball will be used?
It's a junior size ball. So we actually have those are specifically made for the league. It's an Under Armour 495 junior, which I don't think Dick's and Amazon and everybody used to carry them, but I don't think they do anymore. So it would be similar to like a Wilson TDJ, similar in size to that.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
And I think I remember reading that we'll be provided a ball for the team, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those will be, I'm hoping that we get those in this week, but I don't have them yet.
Okay, great. That's all my questions.
Okay, awesome. Let's see here. Coach Stone. Coach Midge.
I'm good. Thank you, man.
All good? Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. And then Coach Link.
All good here.
Okay. All right, good deal. And then we got a couple more up here at the top. Coach Conway.
Hey, thanks. Sorry if I missed this from the first meeting. So the season starts on the 14th.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And then is that also supposed to be the day of our first practice formally? Or
Yes, sir. It can. I know some teams have kind of started to get together and do some practices and stuff like that. That is totally up to you and your parents. But we will have some designated practice areas and stuff for that first night. So some coaches, some of you guys that are on the call, you probably have gotten together and had some practices, and some of you haven't. That is totally up to you and your parents. Our insurance, we did extend our insurance to cover any practices that you have outside of game nights. So if you need a certificate of insurance verifying that, or say you call the county, or maybe you live in Boca and you call the city of Boca and they need a COI from us with an additionally insured, we can provide that for you. But any practices outside of Friday nights is up to you and your parents.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to best get some kindergarten through second graders ready for the first game.
Yeah, you'll be herding cats for the first few weeks. Did you have anything else, Coach?
No, that's it.
Okay, and then Coach Joseph here. He had raised your hand.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, is there scrimmages, or can I coach James's team? Because I'm a first-year coach and a lot of the players are new, kindergarten to second grade, and I have a lot of new players. Is there any way to do a scrimmage beforehand just to kind of see the field of play and way things go, since it's at least my team's first time seeing all this?
Yeah, I tell you what, maybe you and Coach Conway might get together if you want to. If not, I think what we'll do, if we don't already have one, maybe we can share some emails between coaches in the K through second division.
You can share my number or whatever. I just wanted to scrimmage, but if he's never done it and I've never done it, two guys playing a game against never doing it is not going to help. So if there's someone that's has some experience at least doing it, it'd be good to have someone there just to kind of say, here's some of the guidelines.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So I know that there's some like Coach Stone, Mitch Stone, and Sean Patton, and Coach Waters. You guys have been doing it since our first season. I tell you what we'll do, Coach Joseph, is we'll connect you with maybe a couple of other coaches that are in the K through second division, and see if anybody else wants to maybe get together before next Friday.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Perfect. All right. Does anybody have anything else? Do you need anything else from us? If so, or if any other questions pop up.
I have a quick question. Aside from if we want to do something on the side, we do have the hour practice before the game.
Yes, sir. That's correct. Okay. If any other questions or anything pops up, obviously email us, call us, text us, and we will. I think I saw a message there, Coach James. I don't know if you saw it. Actually, it was from Coach James to Coach Joseph in the chat box. So maybe you guys can get together and arrange a scrimmage. But anyway, any other questions, any other things that you guys need, just reach out to us as you have via email, text, calls, and I'll coordinate with the things that I'm kind of in charge of. And then obviously as you guys probably know, my wife is handling most of the emails and the roster formations and stuff like that. So there's nothing else. Hopefully this was good. We are recording it. We'll get that out with along with the first one, and you guys can go back and revisit that, and then let us know if you have anything else. Okay. Awesome.
I really appreciate it, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to next week.
Thanks, Rob.